Hello, everyone. I'm coming back for the energy reading of the week, and the card literally jumped out of my oracle deck called Healing Burnout with the Angels. I'm very excited to find out what the card is going to be about. But before I do so, I have an announcement. If you have watched the previous videos, I was talking about the fact that I would do some free readings in Zoom. Sadly, I've had to cancel that, and it's going to have to wait until after my 5-day challenge in January, at the end of January. However, I will continue with the energy update so you can connect to the collective energies and to use them to your advantage in your business or in your career. In order to avoid burnout, which is I don't know if you've experienced it yourself. I've had 4 bouts of burnout myself. And it's not fun when you get to the point where you're teary, or for some people, you can get quite aggressive or snappy or irritable. Everybody reacts differently to burnout. Sometimes you don't even realize that you're burnt out. You just think that if you just do one more thing or you push through the energy, you're going to get better. It doesn't work like that. So, interestingly enough, this is the third reading in a row. And today we have another angel. There's not that many angel cards on my deck, and yet there's probably like 12 out of 78 cards. And look at it. We have the angel of safety this week. Now, what does that mean? The angel of safety is an angel that can protect your energy against energy vampires. So you can call upon the angels of safety for that reason. Perhaps you are at risk of being made redundant. Maybe you have some financial worries. You can call upon that angel for these reasons as well. Obviously, you still have to do the work yourself. You have to take the steps. But what these angels, what they can do is inspire you to a solution where perhaps you feel that you're in a dead end. But thanks to their help, you might actually be given information, whether by third party or by chance, air quotes, because at least when you do my sort of work for a long period of time, you do realize that there's less chance and more design in the universe and how the universe works. So if you're open to receiving help from the angels and from the universe, if you start to believe that actually the universe has your back, and I've struggled with this for a very long time myself because I've had to do so much on my own. I don't know if you'll relate to that, but I was the middle child. So my sister and my little brother were the focus of most of my parents' attention because I did fairly well in school, and they didn't really have to pay much attention to me for me to get on with things. And this is not a criticism. Parents have the hardest job in the world, and they don't usually have a manual on how to look after their own kids. So I'm not having a pity party here. I'm not blaming anyone. It's just the place you have in amongst your siblings, if you have siblings, has an impact, quite a big impact on your life later on and on your psychological, I suppose, design or outlook. So anyway, I was the one that was left to fend for herself, and for that reason, I learned not to ask for help. I learned to just get on with life. And it's a pattern that I'm starting to break because if you don't ask for help, usually you don't get it for sure. Now, in my family, there's another level of complexity in the sense that if you asked for help, you were usually told off for needing help, perhaps because my mum was overwhelmed, who knows. So that reinforced that pattern that I should do everything on my own. And then there's this overall cultural, especially in the West, in the UK and the US, but maybe you'll relate to that and you're from a different culture. So I'd love to know underneath this video if this resonates with you, and you're not from what I talk about a lot, because I'm in the Western world, and even though I'm not I wasn't born in the UK, and my culture is slightly different. I have espoused this culture for living for such a long time here. So it's the idea that you have to do everything, that you have to be self-sufficient and not needing other people's help. There's a lot of things. So, but I want you to know that when it comes to angel help, there's no strings attached, there's no conditions. You don't have to be a good person. But also, and this is very important here, because I talk mostly and I work mostly with people in business. Also, angels care about business. They care about good business. They want people to feel happier in their jobs. They want people to feel protected. And so, if you don't feel safe in your job, if it's a question of physical safety or even mental safety or emotional safety, because there are still bosses that are abusive, and I've experienced two myself, sadly, then please start working on your exit strategy. And what I want to say is that sometimes we feel there's no choice, sometimes we feel that there's no solution, but there's always a solution. So this is where you can ask angels for help, because they will bring to you ideas either through people you'll talk to, or as I was saying just a little bit earlier, you might come across a book. Perhaps you'll be inspired to go for a walk and walk into a charity shop, and then bang, you find the perfect book, or even a regular bookshop, and you'll find what you need in terms of information. So this is the third week that we have angels coming here to help people who are in burnout and financial pressure. And sometimes, most of the situations that are described in terms of burnout happen at work. And very often in environments that are not safe for people who work there. So very often it's because of micromanaging. Your boss or your manager doesn't trust you, constantly checks what you do. As you feel like they're always spying on your shoulder, that can be incredibly stressful. That might not seem like much, but it can really create some pretty terrible ambiances at work. It could also be that they have inappropriate conduct, but you're not able to put it to the HR because sadly, and I'm not saying all HR departments are like that, but the HR departments usually cater more for the needs of the company than of the employees. At least that's a traditional tendency, but please trust that it is possible to get some support. I had a very, very stressful situation in the last job I had in corporate, and I didn't think there was any hope, any help, and yet I was able to be put on stress leave, and there was this woman that I had worked with in a completely different environment that offered to help through my grievance procedure. So you never know where help can come from. It could be even someone that you know, but you don't know that they could help you. So open your mind, and please also don't feel ashamed of the fact that you need help. In fact, most of us need help at one point or another in our lives. So let's stop being silly and pretending that we can do it all, and that we have to get out of situations on our own. In fact, that's one of the misconstruction, or that's one of the limiting beliefs that is very damaging to humanity at the moment. We need to build more community. We need to build, but also we need to start to believe that there is an intelligence in the universe that is here to support us. So I always want to keep these videos under 10 minutes. I'm coming to the end of the 10 minutes. I'm going to wish you a wonderful week. I know it's quite frantic for people who participate in Christmas festivities. So I do want to mention that I've just done an episode about Christmas on my podcast. In case you don't know my podcast, it's called True Spirituality with Ange. And please do look for the link to sign up for my 5-day challenge called Get Your Energy Back. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.